Dr. Nicole Hemmer, Assistant Professor at the University of Miami, is visiting Australia as a Research Associate at the US Studies Centre at the University of Sydney. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Janine.
You were here during your last sojourn. You're back here just for a month or so. While you were back in the US, how are they feeling, that you reckon, this July for? How are things looking?
I think things are looking pretty good. Look, the U.S. faces some challenges, certainly. It has some long-term unemployment issues. There are some scandals rocking the second term of Obama's administration. But on the whole, it seems like things are going pretty well. People have more confidence in the economy. We've just had some major rulings handed down by the Supreme Court that have advanced marriage equality in the United States, something that a lot of people are celebrating this Independence Day. So I think, on the whole, the U.S. is doing pretty well. That's
good, because obviously your confidence affects our confidence. Let's look at the political situation, given we're sick of ours here. You're a very strong argument for fixed election dates. That's out of the way. Not too much campaigning for 2016 yet. I suppose they're starting to get ready, but these scandals have taken a bit of the gloss off. But what is the political situation in general?
The political situation in general is still a bit of a stalemate. This has been one of the longer frustrations in the U.S. There was an election, and yet not a whole lot changed. There's a lot of difficulty in getting any sort of bills passed through Congress. The Senate went over 3 years.
So you've still got the same stalemate, the dysfunctional...
Still have the same dysfunction.
So the fact that Obama won convincingly didn't send a signal to the Republicans to try and be more bipartisan, or at least make it work better, no?
They certainly didn't read the election that way. So it is still entrenched. So we're going to see more changes coming through the executive branch. So we won't see something like a big carbon tax or a cap and trade come through Congress. What we'll see instead are regulation changes.
Well, let's look at some of the economic issues for them. They got over the fiscal cliff, or they got away with it, the sequester. Neither of those, while they've caused great hardship to many, seem to have affected the economy much at all. Are there any other deadlines or impending cliffs or problems coming up in that area, or is that off the agenda for a while?
It's off the agenda for a while. There might be some debt ceiling debates coming up, but that's not on the immediate horizon. Right now, sequestration is being carried out. It hasn't been as damaging as people thought that it might be. That's not to say it's not affecting people. It's a bit of a drag on the economy, but it's not so much of a drag that the economy is slowing down. The economy is managing to get over sequestration.
So one imagines how fabulous it would be if you didn't have this. So things must be, those green shoots must really be sprouting if it can offset this problem.
I think that's right. I think what we're seeing is, again, increased consumer confidence. We're seeing a sky-high stock market. Housing prices are up. Consumer assets, consumer spending is up. And that's really what's driving the economy right now, and it has overcome that drag that sequestration has had.
What do you think gives your people confidence? I'm thinking in our thing, we've got a strong economy, we've had a strong economy, and yet we've been miserable, and our political leaders don't give us much confidence. Do you think it's that you actually have the certainty of the election over? Does that help? The people, if you've been through a bad economy, they want to grab on to good news on it? What is it? Or is this just a bubble and a false stock market-led bubble?
Right. Well, I do think that there's been a lot more stability in the economy over the past several years, and coming out of a period in 2007, 8, and 9 when the economy was so all over the place that we really got the brunt of a lot of uncertainty. Having more stability in the economy, I think, has given people confidence. It might not be growing as fast as people want, but it is continuously growing, and that sort of slow and steady progress, I think, is what gives people hope.
Yet you still have one huge problem, and that's the jobless rate, isn't it? Yes. That is moving slowly, which is as much a factor, one would argue, of government as private enterprise. Still not, they aren't confident enough to really start hiring, are they yet? Little bits.
Right. We still need hiring to pick back up. The jobless rate is a real problem. We'll get new jobless numbers tomorrow, so we're down around 7.6%, but it doesn't seem like jobs are being added quite fast enough. And that's something
our market, that'll give us something to look at, the jobless figures. Now, let's just look a little bit at those scandals without getting into too much detail. We've seen the Edward Snowden saga, soap opera going on, but that started, we've got a political issue on spying and lying and whatever. How damaging are all these at the moment?
Well, it's interesting. I don't think that they're going to damage the Obama administration too much. It's just making interesting coalitions in the United States. And a lot of people are pushing back against this idea that the government is encroaching too much into people's liberty. But at the same time, you have a lot of people defending the need for a strong national security state. It's an important conversation to be had about the balance between liberty and security. But at the moment, it doesn't seem to be derailing the Obama administration.
Okay, well, issues coming up. I guess the immigration bill is the big thing we're going to see in the next month or so, isn't it?
That's right. No, we're not going to see the immigration bill pass anytime soon. It'll probably be the end of the year before we see something really come through.
But there's going to be a lot of horse trading over the next few months, isn't there?
Lots and lots of discussion, lots of debate, and lots of horse trading.
What are the other big issues, challenges on the horizon, do you see?
Immigration really is going to be sort of the big issue for the rest of the year in the United States. We've actually gotten through a lot of some of the big Supreme Court cases and things like that we were waiting to have come down. The real question is going to be how the economy does for the second half of 2013. We have big issues like entitlements, but I just don't see that being tackled by the political system anytime soon.
And just to end on a happy note, you said, given that recent ruling on gay marriage in the Supreme Court, this is an Independence Day with lots of rainbow celebrations, is it?
It is indeed. We just had Gay Pride Week in the United States just this past week, and I think that celebration is just going to carry over to the end of this week.
Oh, good. Well, as I said, on that happy note, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for coming in. A happy Independence Day to you, and
thanks so much.
Good luck back at the University of Miami.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Nicole Hemmer there.